begging me to hit it raw.
Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is January 15th, 2020. Shout out to my man, the resident alien invasion out there on YouTube for the song request. I know it's 2 months later, but finally getting there. Memphis Bleak, Jay-Z, and Missy Elliott, Is That Your Chick? Thanks for the song request. I forgot about this song. It's a classic. Again, thanks for that one. What's going on, people? Hope you guys are doing well today, and welcome to another episode. Today we're going to be looking at Bitcoin is being manipulated, says Bitcoin.com's founder, by the CIA. I mean, you know, there's been rumors that Bitcoin was created by the CIA, but we'll see some new comments from Bitcoin Jesus himself, Roger Ver, about how Bitcoin is being manipulated. I actually might just agree with him. We'll see. The second article is about Akon. He is ready to kick off his new crypto city, the world's first crypto city. So we're going to take a look at the details of that. You know, I've known that he's been working on the Akon for a while, and I think that's going to work with hand in hand with this project that he's rolling out here. So pretty excited to see this happening for Akon, and I just wanted to give you guys an update on that as well. And the last article is something I've already covered before, but I thought I would bring it up again since we're talking about who's the real Satoshi, who's the fake Satoshi, Craig Wright or not. This article is an article that I found maybe about 6 or 7 months ago, can't remember, but it is an interesting tale on possibly who the real Satoshi Nakamoto is. A very compelling story, and so we're gonna look at this article once again. I brought it up last night on the live stream. If you missed that, definitely check it out. But I just wanted to kind of rehash this story because to me, this is the most compelling story I've heard. So some of you weren't subs at that point and don't even know who Paul Roux is. So we're going to go over that today as well. But before we start, if you guys find these types of videos informative, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to receive more videos like this. And this episode is brought to you by Dudex.com. Check those guys out, the next generation of fair and high-speed crypto trading. So they're going directly at the next of BitMEX, better support, competitive fees, bank level, QoS, and hassle-free trading. So I want you guys to check them out. A newer exchange, but they do have some incentives for signing up because they are newer. You can earn up to $70 towards your trading account if you sign up with the link below. And so also, before we get started, the ads rotating to the right on your screen. I have 2 slots now available. Make sure you guys contact me if you are interested. You can advertise your product or service right here on Crypto Blood's channel. I have 15, 30, and 60 episode packages. If you're interested, shoot me an email at ads@cryptoblood.io. I actually have 2 slots available. I know it says 1 up there, but I have 2 slots available, and I'll give you details on both of those upon request. So let's get into it for today. Let's take a look at the first one out of Decrypt Media. I thought this was interesting. Bitcoin Jesus argues that the CIA has a lot in common with Bitcoin maximalists. And so it says the crypto space is full of crackpot conspiracy theories ranging from Bitcoin being created by a bunch of engineers in a Chinese Communist Party to it being the work of the Antichrist. Today's thought experiment comes from Bitcoin Jesus, otherwise known as Roger Ver, founder of Bitcoin.com and the backer of Bitcoin Cash, a rival to Bitcoin itself. And this is what he said: it would be naive to think the CIA has not been involved in disrupting cryptocurrencies. Ver has long argued that Bitcoin community manipulated everyone into believing Bitcoin, that is BTC, is the real Bitcoin, while he maintains that Bitcoin Cash is how it should be. And also we have, you know, Craig Wright thinks that it should be Bitcoin SV. So these guys, it sounds like a religion. Think about it. All this rivalry type stuff sounds exactly how religions. Who's the right one? Who's following the white paper, i.e. the deity, in the right way? You know, it's crazy. Ver maintains that Bitcoin Cash is how it should be. Ver has typically blamed outspoken Bitcoin proponents for forcing the community's hand. In fact, some Bitcoin Cash diehards even believe that a secretive Slack group known as the Dragon's Den, which does not exist, is where all of the manipulation is planned. However, Ver now blames the CIA for disrupting Bitcoin's natural path. Cryptocurrencies have the potential to undermine the world's financial system and government's control over it. So, quote unquote, they are going to do whatever they can to disrupt it and delay the adoption of cryptocurrencies, he says. Ver argues that there is a curious link between Bitcoin maximalists and the CIA. He compared the tactics of Bitcoin maximalist Richard Hart, who now runs the controversial Hex cryptocurrency, to a former director of the CIA. I thought Roger Ver was friends with... I'm confused. So I'm assuming that Hex will not be on Bitcoin.com's exchange. Richard Hart said the Bitcoin community lied and cheated and steal around the controversial introduction of SegWit, a program that speeds up Bitcoin transactions, and to push people towards the Lightning Network, another program that speeds up Bitcoin transactions. Hart added that Lightning had critical vulnerabilities and lost people's money. So because they use the same language, they must be the same. Verse said Bitcoin maximalists are willing to lie and cheat and steal and do whatever it takes to achieve whatever their goal is, no matter how immoral or horrible the ends are. Ver concluded, though, in his video that has surprisingly been divisive, with 219 upvotes versus 116 downvotes, which is not good. Ver's comments come the day after Bitcoin Cash, his favorite coin, was usurped by Bitcoin SV, a coin pushed by CoinGeek and self-proclaimed Bitcoin inventor Craig Wright. And so it just sounds like Roger Ver salty. He's salty that, you know, honestly, he's taking his anger out on the wrong person. He's salty at BSV. He's salty at Craig Wright and their conspiracy to pump Bitcoin SV up past a whole bunch of coins in a matter of days, which I think is going to end very badly. I don't know, man. You guys let me know your thoughts. This article really did not say much about anything, to be honest with you. You know, maybe I have to check out the video. Yeah, I don't know. I think Roger Ver is just salty. That's all. I think he's just salty, people. Second article out of Decrypt Media as well. Rapper Akon kicks off construction for world's first crypto city. Senegal has given the green light to build Akon City, a 2,000-acre metropolis that will trade exclusively in his digital currency called Acoin. This is big news here. Africa is to get the world's first crypto city. Musician and entrepreneur Akon tweeted on Monday that he now has official approval to build Akon City in Senegal. Akon first revealed plans for Africa's most futuristic metropolis over 18 months ago. At the time, he said the city will be built on 2,000 acres of land gifted to him by the president of Senegal. Last week, Akon also signed a memorandum of understanding with Senegal's state-owned tourism company, Sapco. It's a 10-year building block, so we're doing it in stages. He said we started construction in March, and stage 2 is going to be in 2025. So I'm very excited to see this type of project go forward. You know, this is, I think, one of many we're going to see across the globe in probably more underserved areas and countries, where you're going to have a new city that has its own currency, which will be a cryptocurrency. So this is the future, and just excited to be able to see something like this happening. This is crazy. You guys let me know your thoughts about this. I think it's going to be pretty successful, and we're going to see, after, you know, we see this go up, we'll probably see more and more cities follow this blueprint. The last article is one, again, I've covered before, but I want to just rehash. Satoshi Nakamoto could be the criminal mastermind Paul Roux. Yes, Paul Roux, you may have never heard of him. One of the most enduring mysteries of modern time, of course, has produced another enthralling twist. Satoshi Nakamoto, Bitcoin's pseudonym and enigmatic creator, has not been seen online in more than 8 years. Evidence has now surfaced that points to a new Satoshi candidate whose known life has a number of parallels with that of Bitcoin's inventor. His name is Paul Roux, and if proven to be Satoshi, there's a good reason why his 1 million Bitcoin hasn't moved. And this article is from about 7 months ago, but it really rings true and is really relevant today, because we have Craig Wright saying he's got the keys to the 1 million coins, which I said doesn't necessarily mean he's the owner of, he's Satoshi. You know, he could have stolen those from Paul Roux. I don't know, but we're going to get into this story, and you're going to see how compelling it is. I'm telling you, Craig Wright, Paul Roux, and a badly redacted document. So the Clayman versus Craig Wright lawsuit unfolding in the Florida courts has been filed with misdirection, red herrings, and mistruths, and also bizarre theories often floated by the defendant Craig Wright. So document 187, how ironically numbered, Dr. Craig Wright's motion for protective order was recently filed with heavy redaction because Wright supposedly has as well founded fear that these criminals and their associates would seek retribution if they learned of his involvement in their apprehension and incarceration. Interesting. Someone forgot to redact one of the corresponding footnotes, however, enabling a sharp-eyed sleuth to identify the master criminal in question. And his name is Paul Roux. The 46-year-old cartel boss is a character as flamboyant as Wright himself, but cut from a very different cloth. Readers may already be familiar with Roux' story, which surfaced in a 7-part series on Atavis and subsequently book titled The Mastermind. As the blurb summarizes, it says he was a brilliant programmer and a vicious cartel boss who became a prized U.S. government asset. It has now been suggested that Paul Roux may be Satoshi Nakamoto and that Craig Wright is in possession of encrypted hard drives containing Roux' multi-billion-dollar stash of bitcoins. It's a crazy theory, and yet, on closer inspection, there might be a case for Bitcoin's mastermind being criminally masterminded by Paul Roux. In the very same page which escaped redaction in the Claimant vs. Wright case, notes Paul Roux is a former programmer, former criminal cartel boss, and informant to the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration, the DEA. He created E4M, an open-source free Windows disk encryption software program in 1999, and is a suspected creator of the open-source TrueCrypt, which is based on E4M's code. This is crazy. Then it drops a bomb. Roux is currently in U.S. custody for ordering the assassination of 6 people. If anything, what's even crazier, people, is that in one of the many passports that Roux owns, he goes by a Satoshi-like name called Salochi. And that's just the beginning of the curious coincidences. A Daily Mail article, which also slipped through the redactor's net, leaving a trace of a URL visible in document 187, cited at the outset, calls Roux a real-life Bond villain behind a cocaine and gun empire spanning 4 continents who's now turned super snitch, and quotes U.S. agents as calling him a very bad guy. So this is one of the passports, guys, that has his name Salochi. Come on now. This is just too much of a coincidence, in my opinion. It says, as an Anon who posted on 4chan May 12th after spotting Roux' name in the Wright's case, postulated Bitcoin was a project of an evil genius, Paul Salochi. He intended it simply for purpose of money laundering. Unfortunately, soon after he went quiet, the Salochi identity he was captured by law enforcement with, and he's gone to spend the rest of his life rotting in jail. Even if Roux did create Bitcoin, it does not follow that money laundering was his goal. It would likelier have been an extension of his obsession with cryptography, which can be traced back to the 1990s. Before Paul Roux broke bad, he was by all accounts a brilliant programmer. In 1997, he began work on E4M, software which is capable of encrypting entire disks and optionally of plausible deniability. I went through this on a live stream the other night, or last night actually. I'm not gonna read the whole article today just because we're limited on time, but I mean, I want you guys to look at this. This article written on Bitcoin.com really, to me, gives the most compelling argument for Satoshi being Paul Roux. You guys give me your thoughts after reading this article. I know it's pretty long, so I really want you to read it though, the entire thing, and give me your feedback on this. I don't think Craig Wright is the guy, man. There's some shady stuff going on between. Craig Wright knows the circle and possibly does know who Satoshi Nakamoto is though. That I do think. Hey, but that's just my 2 Satoshis on the subject. Let me know yours in the comments below. Shout out again to my man, the resident alien invasion, for the song request, Memphis Bleak. Jay-Z, is that your chick? Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe if you found this video informative, and I'll check you on the next one. I'm out of here, people.